E aí, galerinha, vamos tá... Eu apertei sem querer na missão. A gente vai fazer a missão do Arconte. Vamos ir pra Inazuma agora, viu? Sobre a viagem de Inazuma.
I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct? Now
Tá
that I think
correto.
about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands.
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right?
Quer dizer que as informações estão batendo na porta? Tá ficando esperando por muito tempo.
Well, it's an honor to meet. The fleet is nearly completed.
Que sabor você, hein,
Once the
Buff?
crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Tá bom.
Beidou is the captain of her word.
Of course. There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether
Obrigado,
the journey before
Catherine.
you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement.
Concordo, viu?
Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Vamos sentir sua falta.
It's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting.
Eu sabia, vai ter outra Catherine lá.
There's another Catherine in Inazuma? There's no need to get all sappy now.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to
Essa
me.
mulher é um robô, tenho
Now that I've
certeza.
delivered my message, I'll be heading back.
Certeza.
The ship is currently anchored off of Stone Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way to...
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the out.
Tá bom. Tá aberta a missão. Ai, a gente vai pra Inazuma. Olha aqui, já tá até no mapa. Ó, ó. É, gata. Deixa eu pegar minha recompensa diária primeiro, que foi pra isso que eu vim aqui.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
É, gente, pra quem não sabe, eu tô fazendo live na Twitch, tá? twitch.tv/Jorginna. Então, quem quiser, eu tô em live agora. Eu vou ficar olhando pra cá porque o chat tá ali. Ignorem, tá? Venham pra live também.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Deixa eu pegar outra expedição. E olha o sabor que foi. Não sei se vocês viram o último vídeo, mas olha. Pegamos a maioral, viu? No tiro 36. Olha como ela é gata. Tudo, né? Mas vamos lá pra lá, vai? Já tô enrolando. Tá, a missão é onde? Eu ativei a missão? Acho que não, né? Navegação. Aqui. Ah, temos que ir pra lá, na Beidou. Ai. Ai. Deixa eu me ajeitar. Chururururu. Ah, eu nunca consigo conseguir. A outra. Isso. Veio. Ai, agora eu tô... Agora que eu tenho esse PC, dá pra mim fazer live e não preciso mais do celular. Nossa, gente, pelo celular era muito ruim gravar vídeo. Ai, eu vou subir mais. Porque eu ficava com áudio duplo. E eu não sabia mexer. Acho que aqui tá bom? Não. Ah, eu vou ter que passar por aqueles magos, velho, né? Olha os putos ali, ó. A trindade do Satanás. Pronto. Tchau, gatinhas. Fiquem com Deus, viu? Fiquem com Deus. Não me seguiram, que ótimo. Oi, Felipe, seja bem-vindo. Obrigado pelo follow. Tá. A Beidou ali, belíssima.
Ah, you finally made it. All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already.
Ah, esse monkey. Tá falando que eu atrasei? Minha culpa, capitão. Tá bom. É uma honra. Não vou falar com a minha culpa.
Don't look too serious, I'm only joking.
Ah, tá. Acho bom.
The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Bora pra Inazuma. Cadê o Kazuha? Achei que ele ia com a gente. Ai, que lindinha a Lumine correndo. Ai, que fofa. Quero só ver, hein, essa cutscene. Ó, ai. Ui. Kazuha, ele tá aqui mesmo. Oi. Olha, Beidou, olha que linda. A Beidou é boazinha, né? Eu achei que ela era grossa. Ah, eu sempre quis andar no barco da Beidou. Tá sendo um sonho. Não vai parar aí, né? Ai, achei que ia mostrar a tempestade. Ai, a Lumine é tão linda. Olha quem tá aí, o Tomo. Ai.
Ahoy there.
Ahoy, castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy them, ahoy.
So you finally made
We
it.
are
You sure kept
castaways.
you waiting, Captain.
É automático. Gente, como a Beidou pode entrar em Inazuma? Bom,
And it appears we have a couple of stowaways.
clandestino
Or perhaps
não,
I'd say
se manque.
modern guests.
Já gostei de você.
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade
É o
partner that I've
Toma.
gotten to know recently.
É o tartalha de
You
fogo.
don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two
Você
are...
conhece a gente?
No need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. It seems even the stormy seas can't
Tamo
keep these
famosa.
Outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
É, gata. Olá, Toma.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure.
Se ele mexer comigo, minha filha, ele pode mexer o quanto ele quiser, viu?
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Olha a bota dele, que linda.
Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my
Gente, o
sails
porto
down
de
here.
Inazuma é lindo.
I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler.
Obrigado, viu, amor, por me trazer.
No matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Espero te ver de novo.
Please, Captain Beidou. Bye-bye.
Tchau, mulher. Até a próxima, viu?
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Eu quero é desbloquear todos os
We're
teleportes.
supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. so we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Tô um pouco nervosa agora, viu? Já ganhamos um babadinho. Ali já tem um teleporte. Deixa eu ver, peraí. Olha o céu de Inazuma, gente. Que labor. Olha que lindo. Deixa eu ver como é que é o NPC daqui. Olha a raposa, isso é uma raposa? Inazuma. Deixa eu ver no mapa. Tá desconhecido. A gente tem que ir nas estátuas. Eu quero saber o poder. Charler Eletro. Nossa, parece um sonho que eu tô aqui. Kakegayama? Como é o nome dela?
Hello? Please state your name
Kageyama.
and the purpose of your visit. Oh,
É o nome
accept you,
do...
Toma.
É o nome do menino do Haikyuu.
You must be new here.
Somos nova, gata.
Excuse me? Please provide
Se
me with
marque,
the requested and
calma.
also declare any goods you are carrying with
Todos os bens de transporte? Estamos aqui pra fazer negócio de vinho e mais. Estamos aqui pra procurar meu irmão. E agora? O que eu falo? Vou fazer isso.
Well, I'm sorry. We cannot approve entry for purely personal reasons. So,
Falei errado.
I'll have to ask you to...
Eu não vou voltar não, gata.
Here are their entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time.
Cala a boca,
Don't
Paimon.
pressure any-
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
Seu puto, queria ver a gente se ferrar, é? E você tem esse chifre aí? Corno.
Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
De nada.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito,
Eu quero conhecer a Balsanara.
It is super
Cadê ela?
sweet, just like everyone says.
well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree in force. Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement. I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs.
Bora lá.
Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch
Ai,
of the
gente,
Kanjo
que
Commission in
lindo.
Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
Não, nunca ouvi falar. É aqui mesmo. É a Catherine? Não, não é a Catherine, não. Pera aí que eu vou curiar. Tudo tem o símbolo da Balsanara, né? Ui.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes?
Sim.
Now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
É, né?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
2 milhões.
Million? For a processing fee?
A cara da Lumine.
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total.
A Paimon
Don't
podia ser
worry,
meio, né?
You can trust my math.
Paimon wasn't so much
A povo daqui também é ignorante.
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you.
Nossa, não viu ele não, palhaço?
Allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora.
Nossa. Diminuiu bastante, né? Assim que eu gosto. Vaca. Esse é um grande desconto.
Thank you ever so much, Miss. But as this is just a processing fee, I think
600 mora?
cover it if I'm paying on their behalf.
That's not how you haggle. By all means, bargain the price down, but...
Cala a boca, Paimon.
As you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Ela tá querendo tirar dinheiro da gente, essa puta. Tá enganando os turistas, né? Tô de olho, viu? Eu devia ter falado que era caro ainda.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's
Também
sense of
acho.
finance around here.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. The processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some
É a balsa nada.
see it, the fees are
Quer arrancar dinheiro do
so
povo.
it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency.
Por que ele tem esse chifre? Porque esse chifre é feio.
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy.
Ninguém se revolta?
But when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this close nation era, there's very little that can be done about it. The most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Acho que um rei ele parece mais distante do que nunca.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander. in
Exatamente.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certainly a lofty
Aspiração
aspiration. After
grande.
all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe.
Você vai defender a Bolsonaro? Você votou 17, foi? Mas mesmo assim...
I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Obrigado, viu?
And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Ah, a gente quer conhecer ela. Tá bom.
Wow, the Rito Fixer is better connected.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. However, before we get there,
Ah, o que você quer?
connections come at a high price. You understand?
Vou ter que pagar, né?
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora.
Tá falando de quê?
In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to be able to help other people solve some of their problems
Eu
first.
já faço isso mesmo, né?
I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind.
É que a gente tem mais experiência, viu? Até você tem rabinho de
Here's the
cavalo?
situation.
Olha.
As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive.
É o filho do Zangolico Tatalha.
More difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Kurisu, and he's a good friend of
Kurisu.
mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Vamos falar com esse Kurisu. Vamos ver se você é bonito. É bonito, vai. Kurisu, né? Sakai. Kaide. Aqui é a Catherine? Não. Carpilha.
La la la.
Ah, lá pra cima. Kurisu aqui.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose.
Ah, a gente encontrou o bofe
That's a
ali.
relief. You need to be careful, or you'll find yourself
E aí, o
losing
povo
your
daqui?
savings all at once.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately. Is that true?
Yes, left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come
But it's
Provavelmente.
not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity, but in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to... No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is... those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Ah, tem ladrão aqui, né?
Oh, of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on...
That's right. They impose astronomical tax
Vamos bater neles então.
regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes.
Vamos barbarizar com a cara deles. Medula de cristal?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth.
Snezhnaya.
So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this
Pois eu vou achar essa medula, viu?
But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for crystal marrow drove the price
Ixi,
higher and
Maria.
higher. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call...
Monopólio. Isso aí, pai, meu.
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle.
Vamos derrubar o patriarcado aqui, viu? O matriarcado, digo, né? A Balsanara. Vamos acabar com o governo dela.
We've tried communicating with the commission directly. But this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder.
A gente tá aqui.
Fontaine, my dear homeland.
Ah, você é de Fontaine?
Awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. What do you think we should do? Well, Carice was the head of the association, and even he hasn't...
Right. And besides, I think this may well be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by...
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair.
Tá sendo suspeito.
We could go...
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association, and you're new to Rito. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district. See if you can find him there.
Got it. We're on the...
Tá bom. Mas vamos ativar aquele teleporte?
Time to act.
Cadê? Ah, tá aqui. Eu quero sair, viu?
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrival?
Já vi que é sem educação. Será que eu falo isso?
Haha, very funny. Real fixers don't need to refer to themselves that way.
Não gostei
So,
já
what do you
desse.
need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well trade secret. Got it? You know what trade and secret...
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Carisu and his associates
Seu
said
puto
you were gonna try and
monopolista.
plead their case, didn't they? They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable, not by a single Mora.
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on.
Ai, que vontade de dar cacete nesse daí.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy. Good idea. Let's...
Vamos falar com o Toma. Toma, gatinho, vem cá. Vem com a mami.
That was quick. You resolved it already?
Claro que não, né?
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
Você vai ter que ajudar, gato.
Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help as much as I can. getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand. Oh, that guy? I'm familiar.
Da
He used
família.
to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he'd collect on the beach just to get by. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Ele é lógico que ele é forasteiro,
Couldn't you
viu a
tell
cara
when you
dele?
spoke to him?
Ele é de Mondstadt?
That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between... When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of Outlanders that ended...
What a bummer!
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association...
So he left the association and turned his back on them.
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted...
Vou voltar e falar com ele.
Is that all you need to know?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with it.
Não faço ideia, Ilumine. Separe, viu? O vídeo tá ficando grande, então vou parar aqui, tá? Deixa o like aí. Parte 2 vem depois de amanhã. Eu posto, viu? Muito obrigado, deixa o like. E vamos seguir lá na Twitch.